CDL Practice Test, California, General Knowledge, Part 5. Question number 104. Which fires can you use water to put out? A. Gasoline fires. B. Electrical fires. C. Tire fires. The correct answer is here, C. Tire fires. Explanation. Water can be used on wood, paper, or cloth, but don't use water on an electrical fire or a gasoline fire. A burning tire must be cooled. Lots of water may be required. Question number 105. Which of these statements is true about medicines used to treat the common cold? A. They should only be used when driving during the daytime. B. They often make you sleepy, therefore, they should not be used while driving. C. They can be used while driving as long as you only take half the regular dose. The correct answer is here, B. They often make you sleepy, therefore, they should not be used while driving. Explanation. Some cold and allergy medications can cause drowsiness, sedation, or disturbed coordination, which makes them dangerous for CMV operators. If you are unsure about the effects of a particular medication, check the warning label or ask your pharmacist or doctor. Question number 106. What are the most important considerations you should take when selecting a safe speed? A. Cargo weight, length and steepness of grade, road conditions, weather. B. Vehicle and cargo weight, length of the grade, road conditions, current concentration level. C. Road conditions and weather. D. Vehicle and cargo weight, length and steepness of grade, road conditions, and weather. The correct answer is here, D. Vehicle and cargo weight, length and steepness of grade, road conditions, and weather. Explanation. When selecting your safe speed, there are various factors to consider: the weight of your vehicle and cargo, the length of the grade, the steepness of the grade, road condition, and weather. Question number 107. When driving on grades, which of these is the best choice for a safe speed? A. If you have a light load, go faster than you would with a heavy load. B. Follow the vehicle in front of you. C. Based on your vehicle and its cargo, select a speed that is safe within the posted limit. The correct answer is here, C. Based on your vehicle and its cargo, select a speed that is safe within the posted limit. Explanation. When driving on a downgrade, select a speed that is appropriate for the total weight of your vehicle and its cargo, the length and steepness of the grade, the road conditions, and the weather. Never exceed the posted speed limit or the speed indicated on any posted maximum safe speed sign. Question number 108. Which of these items is not checked on a pre-trip inspection? A. Cargo securement. B. Amount of fuel in the vehicle. C. Whether all vehicle lights are working and clean. The correct answer is here, B. Amount of fuel in the vehicle. Explanation. During step 4, turn off engine and check lights. Of the 7-step inspection method, check your headlights and 4-way flashers. During step 5, walk around inspection. Check that your cargo is secure and its weight is evenly distributed. While you obviously must have enough fuel to complete your trip, checking the fuel level isn't part of the 7-step inspection method. Question number 109. Which of the following statements is true? A. Most hazards are more easily seen at night than during the day. B. Many heavy vehicle accidents occur between midnight and 6 a.m. C. Most people are more alert at night than during the day. The correct answer is B. Many heavy vehicle accidents occur between midnight and 6 a.m. Explanation. Truck accidents are more likely to occur in the mid-afternoon or between midnight and 6 a.m. times when drivers are naturally drowsy. Question number 110. How long does it take a typical tractor trailer to clear a single railroad track? A double railroad track. A. It takes 14 seconds to clear a single track and more than 15 seconds to clear a double track. B. It takes 10 seconds to clear a single track and more than 12 seconds to clear a double track. C. It takes 7 seconds to clear a single track and more than 10 seconds to clear a double track. The correct answer is A. It takes 14 seconds to clear a single track and more than 15 seconds to clear a double track. Explanation. A typical tractor trailer will take at least 14 seconds to fully clear a single railroad track and more than 15 seconds to fully clear a double track. Question number 111. Which of these statements is not true about backing a heavy vehicle? A. You should back and turn toward the driver's side when possible. B. You should use a helper and communicate with hand signals. C. You should back slowly until you slightly bump into the dock. The correct answer is C. You should back slowly until you slightly bump into the dock. Explanation. To make backing up easier and safer, turn toward the driver's side so you can watch the rear of your vehicle through your window. Have a helper stand near the rear of your vehicle and observe areas that you cannot. He or she can signal you to stop before you hit something. Question number 112. What is the difference between a vehicle emergency and a traffic emergency? A. Traffic emergencies occur when critical components of a car fail. Vehicle emergencies are where two vehicles are about to collide. B. There is no difference. C. The term traffic emergencies is only applicable to cars, whereas vehicle emergencies can happen to any form of vehicle. D. Traffic emergencies are where two vehicles are about to collide. Vehicle emergencies occur when critical components of a car fail. The correct answer is D. Traffic emergencies are where two vehicles are about to collide. Vehicle emergencies occur when critical components of a car fail. Explanation. A traffic emergency is where two or more vehicles are about to collide. Conversely, vehicle emergencies occur when critical parts of a car, that is brakes or tires, fail. Question number 113. During a trip, how often should your vehicle be inspected? A. Whenever a light comes on or every 12 hours. B. Every planned stop. C. Every hour. D. Within the first 50 miles and every 150 miles or every 3 hours. The correct answer is D. within the first 50 miles and every 150 miles or every 3 hours. Explanation. Your vehicle should be inspected within the first 50 miles and also every 150 miles or every 3 hours, whichever comes first. Gauges should be monitored, but do not wait until one comes on to inspect the vehicle. Question number 114. To prevent skidding, you should A. Brake hard at all stops. B. Turn the wheel sharply for all turns. C. Adjust to conditions while driving. The correct answer is here. C. Adjust to conditions while driving. Explanation. To prevent a skid or a rollover, adjust your speed and driving style to fit current driving conditions. Question number 115. Why are placards used? A. So hazardous materials won't be mixed with food. B. To warn other drivers to stay away from your vehicle. C. To communicate the risk. The correct answer is here. C. To communicate the risk. Explanation. Hazardous materials placards are 4 regulated signs on the outside of the vehicle that identify the hazard class of the cargo for those who need to know, such as emergency service personnel or those who load and unload cargo. Question number 116. Which of these statements about driving in areas with strong winds is true? A. The lighter your vehicle, the less trouble you will have with the wind. B. You should drive alongside other vehicles to help break up the wind. C. Wind is a big problem when your truck comes out of a tunnel. The correct answer is here. C. Wind is a big problem when your truck comes out of a tunnel. Explanation. Inside a tunnel, you don't feel the effect of crosswinds pushing you sideways, but once you emerge from the tunnel into an open space, the crosswinds will hit you. If your vehicle is traveling alongside another vehicle, there is some chance that the crosswinds will push one of the vehicles against the other. Question number 117. How does the height of the vehicle's center of gravity affect safe handling? A. Trucks with a high center of gravity can roll over at the posted speed limit for a curve. B. Trucks with a high center of gravity can stop faster. C. Trucks with a high center of gravity can get stuck on railroad tracks. The correct answer is here. A. Trucks with a high center of gravity can roll over at the posted speed limit for a curve. Explanation. Trucks with a high center of gravity are much more likely to roll over on a curve, even if they are not exceeding the posted or recommended speed limit. When driving such a vehicle on a curve, slow down well below the posted speed limit. Question number 118. As your blood alcohol concentration, BAC, rises, what happens? A. Judgment and self-control are affected. B. You see more clearly how alcohol is affecting you. C. You can sober up in less time. The correct answer is here. A. Judgment and self-control are affected. Explanation. Alcohol affects the body in many different ways, but it first affects your judgment and self-control. As a result, you may not realize how drunk you are becoming, and you may start to make dangerous decisions. Question number 119. What is a special condition in which you should downshift your vehicle? A. You should downshift when you are on a road with hills. B. You should downshift when you feel like you are traveling at too fast a speed. C. You should downshift when you are going downhill. D. You should downshift before you start going downhill. The correct answer is here. D. You should downshift before you start going downhill. Explanation. You should always downshift before going downhill to prevent your brakes from overheating and losing braking power. Question number 120. On average, the total stopping distance with air brakes is A. Approximately 400 feet. B. Approximately 450 feet. C. Approximately 420 feet. The correct answer is here. C. Approximately 420 feet. Explanation. The total stopping distance is the total minimum distance your vehicle has traveled, in ideal conditions, with everything considered, including perception distance, reaction distance and braking distance, until you can bring your vehicle to a complete stop. At 55 miles per hour, your vehicle will travel a minimum of 419 feet. Question number 121. A major cause of fatal crashes is A. Poorly adjusted brakes. B. Driving too fast for road conditions. C. Overinflated tires. The correct answer is here. B. Driving too fast for road conditions. Explanation. Always adjust your speed to fit current driving conditions including weather, visibility, tire traction, curves, and hills. In practice, this will sometimes mean driving at well below the posted speed limit. Question number 122. What things should you check during a trip? A. Check your maps and directions and the weather report. B. Check load stability by slightly swerving left to right in your lane. C. Watch gauges and mirrors and use your senses to check for problems. Look, listen, and smell. The correct answer is here. C. Watch gauges and mirrors and use your senses to check for problems. Look, listen, and smell. Explanation. During your trip, you should be watching a number of things, such as your mirrors, gauges, instruments, lights, tires, and cargo. Use several of your senses, sight, hearing, smell, and feel, to detect possible trouble. Question number 123. The best drivers are those who watch and prepare for hazards. This is called being A. Offensive. B. Defensive. C. Objective. The correct answer is here. B. Defensive. Explanation. The National Safety Council defines defensive driving as driving to save lives, time, and money, in spite of the conditions around you and the actions of others. Defensive driving is about anticipating potentially dangerous situations in advance, including driving conditions and mistakes made by others, and planning how to deal with those situations. To be a defensive driver, you must constantly scan for hazards all around your vehicle. When you spot a hazard, think about the emergencies that might develop from it and formulate plans to deal with them. Question number 124. How does bleeding tar affect the road surface and driving conditions? A. It is very sticky and slows down your vehicle. B. It does not affect the road surface or driving conditions. C. Tar rises to the road surface in very hot weather, causing the roads to become very slippery. The correct answer is here, C. Tar rises to the road surface in very hot weather, causing the roads to become very slippery. Explanation. On hot days, tar in the pavement can rise to the surface and create a slippery film on the road surface. Question number 125. You should use a helper to help back your vehicle. A. When you need to back on a curved path. B. When you have a trailer. C. When possible. The correct answer is here, C. When possible. Explanation. Large vehicles can have large blind spots. Whenever you back a CMV, have a helper stand near the rear of your vehicle and observe areas that you cannot. He or she can signal you to stop before an accident can occur. Question number 126. Which of these is not part of the pre-trip inspection of the engine compartment? A. Worn electrical wiring insulation. B. Condition of hoses. C. Valve clearance. The correct answer is here, C. Valve clearance. Explanation. In step 2, check engine compartment, of the 7-step inspection method, you'll check a number of things, such as the condition of the hoses and electrical wiring insulation. However, you won't remove the valve cover to check the valve clearance. Question number 127. Which of the following is not a main concern when you are driving in very hot weather? A. Driving slowly enough to prevent overheating. B. Tar bubbling up and causing slippery roadways. C. Your seatbelt causing you to sweat. D. Loose belts possibly causing overheating. The correct answer is here, C. Your seatbelt causing you to sweat. Explanation. When it is extremely hot, you should be keeping an eye on going slowly, checking your vehicle's belts for the water pump and fan, and tar bleeding. Discomfort from the seatbelt is a lesser concern. Question number 128. What is the IPDE method of driving? A. Identify, project, dedicate, execute. B. Idea, predicts, decide, execute. C. Identify, predict, decide, execute. The correct answer is here, C. Identify, predict, decide, execute. Explanation. Identify, predict, decide, and execute, IPT, is the step-by-step process behind the principles of defensive driving and complexities of visual perception in traffic.